Remote activation is a technique we use in astrocartography to wake up your energy that's on your lines. Remote activation is actually not as hard as it sounds, and I'm going to go through all my favorite tips and tricks and ways that I've activated my own energy for more than a decade all around the world, and things that I even bring with me or wear to activate that energy regulate on a daily basis. I'm Kim Mott, and welcome to my astrocartography playlist. You exist everywhere all at once, and this is all your energy. If you do go visit, France, but you were born in the United States, you don't cease to exist in the United States when you go visit France. And so that's the same concept with these lines. Remotely activating them is simply just bringing into your awareness, your consciousness, the energy that you already have. It's represented on the map in those places when your birth chart gets projected from the celestial sphere onto the face of the earth. Tip number 1 is to not try to activate all your lines on your map at once. I like to actually focus in on either one line or a group of lines if you have them kind of close together, depending on specific goals. So you'll kind of need to know what the planets represent, what kind of things they would activate in your chart, as well as what angle it's on. If you're looking for a new beginning with finances, you would look for the ascendant of maybe your second house ruler, for instance. Maybe Jupiter for luck and optimism, those kind of things, or improving your access to international travels. If you're looking for romance in your life, or an improvement in the way that you kind of look and feel and interact with your own values and self-worth, Venus could be great for that. Again, check your own chart because it's going to be dependent on what aspects you have to those planets, on how you're going to work with them, and what house that they're placed in, and what signs that they rule, which houses those are. It is a bit complicated, but one simple thing I do have for free on my website is, an interpretation of every single line on each angle. So there's 48 interpretations for free on my site. You don't have to book a reading if you don't have the money for it or something like that, but you're welcome to book a reading if you would like, and I'll do all the heavy lifting for you. But that said, focus on a line or some lines and use that kind of awareness and putting them into your consciousness to activate them very specifically. I like to take about a week at a time so that I can really focus all my attention and energy on that, instead of just trying to activate everybody all at once, which actually can make your energy kind of scattered and a little hard to focus in on something. So on the most basic level, a way to activate something that doesn't cost you any money at all, just only a little bit of time, is if you want to get mindful and do a little bit of a manifestation meditation or something like that, even just kind of sit comfortably, deeply breathe, close your eyes, and picture the area on your map and the lines on your astrocartography map that you would like to activate. Set the intention that you'd like to activate them. And what I like to do is, in my mind's eye, pluck the line like a string and listen in your mind's ear, just hear it reverberate as you set the intention. And then you can do a bunch of practical things alongside that are also free, no cost to you. Number 1 on my list is research the place on Google Earth, on the maps. Go in, do a little research, investigate, almost like trip planning. Maybe plan a trip that you'd like to take one day as a kind of a dream destination that's right on your lines. Again, even if there's a city that's nearby, it doesn't have to be exactly on the line. There's an orb of influence. So pick those places that you want to activate. Get into it. Figure out what kind of music they listen to there. What kind of cultural things can you learn? There's so much we can find out online now. It's almost impossible not to be able to find information. Check out what kind of TV shows or even series they might have on Netflix.
Réponds-moi direct. Est-ce que je peux t'appeler n'importe quel jour de la semaine à 4h du matin? Oui.
Anything you can to kind of like dive into that culture, that place. It could be anywhere along your line. Pick a place you really resonate with. If it seems like your line is out in the middle of the ocean, just remember to zoom in. Especially on Google Earth, it's very easy to find small islands or atolls and places that you could actually research and see what's going on there. There might even be certain animals that live there, no humans. There might be certain types of weather things or natural minerals or things that you could really kind of think about and activate, even though it's in the middle of the ocean. Maybe there's a cruise line that crosses that. I actually have lots of clients who've had interesting success with cruise lines when their lines are in the ocean. So you're not out of luck if it's in a far off place as well, because there's always going to be some interesting history or culture that you can research, and it's no cost to you. It's just time. If you're finding this video helpful, please do subscribe, like, leave a nice comment, which helps smaller creators like me. I took a 7-year hiatus from social media and only kind of came back online last year. So building an audience. And if you think more people should have this info, that would be a great way to support the channel. And then I even like to, put a screensaver on my phone or a wallpaper on my computer, just putting images of that place kind of front and center in my face for at least that week that I'm activating it. You could even follow on social media, beautiful photography from hotels and lodges and tourism offices and photographers that are local to that area who post things. A lot of these like point of view videos that you can see on TikTok or YouTube. I like to watch 4K walking tours on YouTube right before I go to bed of the place that I'm activating. Help me get it into my subconscious before I go to sleep. So all of those things you could do without traveling. You could even do them ahead of a trip that you're planning. So you could pre-activate and wake up that energy before you even land. Another way to remotely activate your lines are items from around the world. Instead of decorating with stuff from the big box store, order online from artisans, often for about the same amount of money. Or if you're traveling to a place that's on or near one of your lines, collect souvenirs from local artists and artisans, local weavers and textile makers, antiques, beautiful crystals and minerals, wine or food souvenirs. You can get books. You could get postcards even. Those are very inexpensive. I also love different kinds of fabrics and textiles. In fact, I've been collecting for about 20 years pieces of fabric and often traditional patterns, because often those will actually have parts of folk history actually weaved into the fabric itself. But you can even get beautiful pillow coverings, and it's very easy to travel with those things. They flat pack, they're very lightweight, and you can actually decorate with them in your home, not only making it a unique space, but you're constantly seeing the energy that you have in that place and associating it with memories and who you either bought it from or ordered it from online. And that activates your energy and keeps it awake from that location on Earth. If you're not traveling anytime soon or don't have plans, you could go to Etsy or even Amazon and order things. Just make sure it's really from an artisan who made it in that location, unless you have a bunch of great lines in places that manufacture mass-produced things. If you're trying to go for like a shot glass or a fridge magnet or something, it's probably mass-produced in China. So make sure what lines you have going in China. If you're visiting, you might even be able to talk to the artisan and see who weaved this fabric, who created this pottery, who made this thing. Go to artist collectives and co-ops. You can often even talk with the artist themselves, or the shop owner will know, oh, this person came from here. They could tell a little story. Wall art is another great way to go with it. I am nomadic and I have a home base for 1 to 3 years at a time. So things I collect have to be able to move with me. I also, like I said, like to collect objects from my lines that are things I can use on a daily basis, that I can see regularly, that I can even see through sometimes. I got this from my Venus Vertex line, these glasses. But you could have a shopping basket that you would use to go to the market, or, use for holding blankets or something like that. Jewelry is fantastic. You could have things from various lines. I'm wearing 5 lines right now. So actually 6 with glasses. So, you can do hair clips. Don't sleep on cosmetics too. Cosmetics or skincare items like even really nice sunscreens or lotions. You can order those online, or you can collect them while you're there. Don't pack your, all of your cosmetics. Actually decide that on day 1, you're going to actually go collect some things from your lines. And that way you're using them for months afterwards. Fragrances, things like that can be really nice ways to collect things that you use regularly. Every time you see it, you think about that place where you have a line that you want to reactivate. Another really fantastic way to activate is food. You're actually ingesting things from that area, or that are traditionally, from that place. So look up recipes online and go to a restaurant if they specialize in that kind of food. Order spices from that place. You could also even, which is completely free, watch cooking videos. There are so many amazing cooking videos, like pasta grannies in Italy. There also is a huge trend on YouTube with village life. And you could actually see, even if you have, like, let's say a bunch of lines in the Caspian Sea or places like Azerbaijan or Turkmenistan or something, They're actually beautifully shot, wonderful videos that you can watch on YouTube, where they just show village life and show people cooking and making traditional foods, preparing them, even planting and things like that. Wonderful ways to activate your lines with like minimal stress on you as far as finances or traveling and things like that. And who knows, maybe you'll get so drawn to that place, and when you're activating that line, it'll wake up that energy enough that it presents an opportunity for you actually to go visit. It could actually just be really being able to see your map, keep it in your mind's eye. I have tons of more free resources on this astrocartography playlist and my website, kimmott.com. You can also follow me on Threads. I'm kind of active on Instagram, but not so much. Kim goes there. That's my handle everywhere. Thanks a lot. Let me know if you have any questions. Tell me your favorite souvenirs and things that you've bought around the world in the comments section. Happy Astro Travels!